Lauren Jackson from Kids Ministry Circle, and today I am super excited to walk you through not only my home church of Storyline Church in Arvada, Colorado, but we are going to be taking a look into their kids ministry space. They were just able to redo some pieces, and I think it's incredible, and I wanted to share with you because I think seeing other kids ministry spaces not only brings inspiration and ideas for your own space, but it helps you think outside the box and think creatively for what your space could be today or tomorrow or a couple years from now. So I wanted to introduce you to Jessica Dixon. She is the Associate Children's Minister here at Storyline.
Hi guys, so excited to show you our space. As Lauren said, we've done a couple changes back there that I can't wait to show you and tell you a little bit about.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to note is this space right here, their family check-in, kids check-in, is in the middle of their foyer. So this check-in desk is visible from the front doors. Now, I think this is important because as new families come to your church and as new families are coming to Storyline, you want them to be able to see your kids and family check-in from the front door so they know exactly where to go, so they're not wandering around trying to figure out where their kids can go. So if you can place a visual component to your kids check-in where families can see when they come in the door, and that is so important. Let's take a look at what their check-in actually looks like. So this is what their check-in stands look like. They've got iPads set up to printers, and they use Planning Center as their kids check-in, and they have 6 iPads right now with the ability to add more. What I love about this space is that it's really clean. You don't see any wires, they're all tucked in beneath. Also, fun thing is that there's trash cans below each check-in so you can throw away your name tag trash. How brilliant is that? So this is just a really easy way for families to come right in. If they know the check-in routine, they can head over to an iPad. As a parent of littles, I find this really helpful on Sunday mornings because with this many check-in stations, it's very likely that there's no wait or line to get your kids checked in. All right. Let's go look at some classrooms. All right, so this is their new hallway, which is super fun. And so one thing I love about this new hallway is that it's very interactive. So we'll point out some interactive things as we walk down the hallway. But one thing I would love Jessica to talk about is these foundational truths that are stationed throughout the hallway. So why don't you tell us about those?
Yeah, so our foundational truths are 10 key components of Christian theology that we want our kids to know by the time that they graduate from Storyline Kids. So we thought it would be a fun thing to incorporate that into our hallway design. Over on this wall, we have just a little welcome sign that says, okay, can you find all of the foundational truths that are on the wall? So we kind of designed it like a trail map. Where each of the foundational truths act as a trail sign for the next trail for you to find. So over here is one of our foundational truths, that the church is a family. And we've included the inspirational verse that has inspired that foundational truth. And then on the bottom, we have symbols that show what's up ahead. So that's our Storyline symbol on the left that shows that the lobby is over there. And then we have this little hand to heart symbol that shows that that's the next foundational truth that you'll find. So it's like an adventure for the kids to find the next foundational truth on the trail.
That is so fun. This is a really easy way to display whatever your values, mission statement, foundational truths that you have in your kids ministry. So what we're going to see next is their 4th and 5th grade room. Now I know this is a big topic of conversation for a lot of churches, is how do we make this space fun and inviting for those older kids who are almost ready to age out of kids ministry and jump into youth ministry. So we're going to take a look at that. All right, here we are. So some fun things about this room is that this stadium seating is really nifty. And I think this is really attractive to those 4th and 5th grade kids because I don't know, it's just fun. It's not a chair, it's not the floor, it's not colorful carpets. It's a fun space that is just unique for this room. You don't find this stadium seating at anywhere else in the classrooms. If you look over on these walls right here, Jessica, why don't you tell us about what's on these walls at this focal point?
Yeah, so a unique part of our curriculum for our 4th and 5th graders is that they're going to focus on the character of God as they move through the story of the Bible. And so we've separated the characteristics of God into 2 separate categories, the communicable and the incommunicable attributes of God. Those attributes that we are like God, we put to the right of the TV over here and design them like stickers, so as they learn them, they could also collect that sticker as they go, which is so fun.
I didn't know that.
And then over to the left are the incommunicable attributes of God, which is the ways that we're not like God, which is really fun. And we put it on the wall where the teacher will be teaching so that it can be easily referenced as the teacher is explaining the lesson and discussing those different parts of who God is. It's pretty fun.
Okay, that is so cool because I just imagine kids carrying water bottles to school full of attributes of God.
Which would be so cool. Awesome. We would love that.
Moving on, we're gonna take a look at the hallway and we're gonna take a stop at their large group space. As we're walking down the hallway, I would love to point out that they have bathrooms in their kids' hallway that are children only. And so that's just a fun little thing. Maybe you can do that, maybe you don't have the space to do that, but even I have been asked to use the bathroom outside of the kids' hallway because they are for kids only. Here we are in their large group space. Now, Jessica, why don't you tell us about these on the wall?
Awesome. So we had changed the stage design a little bit to feel like you're in a storybook. It's like a pop-up storybook with the trees in the front and the sides kind of coming in. So a huge part of who we are at Storyline is that we know that we are part of God's big story. So these on the walls are benchmarks in the whole story of the Bible that are also interactive. So on the back of each of these circles is a large magnet so that as we're in our journey through the story of the Bible, the kids can come up and put the next component of the story of the Bible on the wall. And so we have a symbol for each of the different elements from creation all the way to the new earth. So it's really fun. As the teacher is talking, she can give these circles out to a leader or a kid to help as she teaches, so there's a visual representation and an interaction with that story of the Bible and the whole timeline, which is pretty fun.
Did you come up with these by yourself or did you work with a team of people to create these little logos?
We worked with a team of people to create these logos, and they're very similar to the symbols for our foundational truth, so that there's a lot of unity between those symbols and what we're talking about, so the kids can relate that to also our theological foundational truths, which is pretty fun.
Nice. That's so fun. All right, here we are back in the hallway. Another fun interactive thing is these little
viewfinders.
That's the word. Kids can jump up here on the box and view kind of the large group, which I think is really fun. And then on the other side of the hallway, we've got this huge thing all about the 40 biblical events. And so I think that it's fun to know, like, hey, Joshua is a biblical event, and King Solomon, and the exiles return to the land. Like, all of these are such fun things for the kids to know and remember. Next, we are going to head to Storyline's indoor playground and kind of talk a little bit about that. All right, so here we are in their indoor playground space. Jessica, how do you weave this space into your Sunday mornings?
Yeah. So on a Sunday morning, typically we use this space for rooms that get really busy or maybe are over capacity, and we'll pop another leader in there and allow them to get some energy out in this room, which has been really fun. But primarily we use it for a lot of during the week events while we have women's Bible study going on and some things like that, so that the kids can have something really special since they're here on a day that's not a Sunday.
Yes, I love this equipment. I think it's, I don't know, in my experience with both my kids being young, my 1-year-old can enjoy this space and my 4-year-old absolutely adores this space. And I do like how it's very open. And so I know a lot of times when people are picking playground activities, they're thinking about the safety, and especially from companies like Ministry Safe and Protect My Ministry, they talk a lot about making sure that you can have eyes on the kids at all times. And so even like this box has holes in it so you can see the kids, and you can see the kids inside this big playscape. So those are just some fun things that they've added to this space, and I think it really serves us in Colorado. It's can be very cold a lot of the year. And so to be able to have an indoor playground where they're not relying on the weather is really key and special. So that's what I love about this space. Let's finish up down the hallway. We'll hit some other classrooms. So another really fun thing that they've added with this hallway reno is these pegboards. I don't know if you've noticed them in the video so far, but what I love about it is that they've got this clip right here for any paperwork, any coloring sheets, or any things that need to go home with the kids. And then these pegs right here are for jackets, obviously. And so what I love about this is that most of the time, pegboards or hooks or something need to take up a really long space on the hallway. And instead of using the length of the wall, they decided to use the height of the wall, which I think is really unique and really special to this space. All right, so as we continue down this hallway, I wanted to point out these really cool signs. I'm always a big fan of classroom signage sticking out from the walls so that as your parents are walking through the hallway, they can see them. They're up high, so they're not blocked by any people who are walking. But also, what Jessica just told me is that they're interchangeable. And so you can get on a ladder, pop them off, and if you need to move classrooms, if you need to add another 2-year-old classroom, you can get one more printed and stick it on another classroom door. So that's really unique. And that's something that I don't see very often in the kids ministry spaces are interchangeable signs that also look really nice and are not just paper. And then here's the rest of the hallway. As we walk down the hallway, you'll see there's some drinking fountains that are always really nice to add to a space. All right, you guys, that concludes our tour of Storyline Kids. If you didn't know, if you didn't catch on, this space is a big horseshoe shape. And so you can come in one door and go out the other and vice versa, which is just really unique and not always seen around churches. And so if you're looking at this, trying to find resources because you're building a new space, think about that. Think about the horseshoe model for your kids. It's a fun way to have space and get the most bang for your buck when it comes to kids' spaces. Jessica, I know this is new, and so I would love for you to share what your favorite part of the hallway is and tell us about the company that you used to do this renovation.
Yeah. My favorite part of the hallway is probably the 40 events on the back wall, just because it's a really creative design to get the kids excited about engaging with the story of the Bible. And seeing how those events really build on top of each other is just really accessible to them. It's at kid level, and so that's probably my favorite part. And we loved working with Whitco, is the design company that we worked with. We gave them literally just a few things that we wanted to be interactive, but they just took over and created this incredible design in this hallway, and they were a joy to work with. So we're so pleased with what they designed and that we get to use it now every week. It's just such a blessing.
We will put information about Whitco, and if you would like to contact them, how to get a hold of them in our show notes. And that's it. Let us know. Let us know if you have questions. I'm happy to connect you with Jessica if you have any further questions about their space or their hallway. If you'd like to learn more about Kids Ministry Circle, you can head over to kidsministrycircle.com and learn about how to join a cohort, find our free resources, and check out our blog. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video if you want to hear more about what we're doing and the happenings of Kids Ministry Circle, but also we've got some really fun videos heading your way and you don't want to miss out. Thanks, you guys. See you soon.